Sunday show. Always a good start. Live on a Sunday. Make sure you smash that like button. We have a lot to talk about. Jose Alvarado going to the Olympics. Shout out to Jose. Brandon Ingram, is he going to be traded? Is he going to be extended? I have no idea. Jonas Valanciunas is gone. Cody Zeller just got paid $3 million. Smash that like button. Let's do it.
First took away. That's for this. Get your money's worth out.
Brought to you by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. Have you been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, or hurt offshore? Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give them a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, free consultation. They always fight for the win. Lido, Ross in studio, Chris joining us virtual. First off, let's lead off the show, Lido. Jose Alvarado leading Puerto Rico to Paris in the Olympics. Shout out to Jose. He has now beaten Sabonis 7 straight times. He's beaten him 7 straight, like 7 straight times. Went off today again.
What country is Sabonis from?
Lithuania.
Okay. He got MVP too, right? Jose?
Of the he's like MVP, but it was like
shout out to Jose, man. Jose over there turning into I don't know what happened in the Olympics. He turned into prime Jose. Hold on, what's the other Jose name that played for Puerto Rico? Like
Jose,
it might have been Wont.
No.
You know who I'm talking about, bro? He used to fucking kill America.
Somebody in the chat help us out.
Oh man, it was a Jose. It was a Jose.
You sure it was a Jose?
Sure it wasn't a Wont.
You sure it wasn't a Carlos?
It was Carlos Arroyo.
Carlos Arroyo. He beat LeBron when he was 20 or something.
That's who Jose is in the Olympics. Yeah. I don't know what somebody posted a tweet today too, which is so funny. Friends, NBA players in the Olympics when they play for their country.
Patty Mills. I feel like Patty Mills averages like 40 in like Australian games or whatever.
He killing, man. Shout out to Jose, man. Keep killing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him or watch them play in Paris. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Ross in studio, Chris, how you doing? Joining virtual. By the way, shout out Chris and Lido, man, and Jarrett. Y'all have been putting in some serious work over this last week. They've done a lot of film breakdown. I don't know what center is coming. I have no clue. We're going to talk about that. Ross, let's start with you first. DeMar DeRozan to Sacramento. Why is that a big deal? Obviously, because Sacramento was supposed to be a player for Brandon Ingram. DeMar DeRozan now goes to Sacramento in a 3-team deal. I guess what are your initial thoughts on that deal and what's next, I guess, for Brandon Ingram?
I mean, we got a whole show to talk about what's next for Brandon Ingram. Not a huge surprise that it seemed like Sacramento pivoted pretty quick. I think, my hunch is they figured out what the asking price was for Brandon, both from a trade perspective and from what he would want as part of a long-term agreement. And they just, very quickly pivoted to, in my opinion, a better player and a cheaper to acquire in DeMar DeRozan. I actually like DeRozan in Sacramento. He's
you
not
do.
He's obviously an older player, but he knows his game. He still gets to the line like crazy. I think he can take, ball pressure off of Fox of having to create everything.
Call it, Justin.
I mean, you can't say that.
Absolutely.
We're accountable on this show.
I thank the Lord. I thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man.
See, that's not all right. I'm not going to repeat what you just said because you misconstrued my statement. But DeRozan can help alleviate pressure from Fox, I think, in terms of generating offense. And he just knows his game. I mean, it's not there. We always talk about this. There's a difference in isolation players. Like, they're not all created equal. And DeRozan still scores very efficiently. He gets others involved, I think, from time to time. And I want to say he got to the line 8 or 9 times a game last year. So he still attacks the basket, even at, his advanced age. And they really didn't give up jack shit to get him.
No, they gave nothing. Chris, what are your initial thoughts? We'll go Chris and Leo, your thoughts on DeRozan to Sacramento.
I think it gives them a better, I guess, alternative or option to kind of, I call it like a stabilizing force. Like, someone when, things are breaking down and falling apart and they're giving up 20 straight points in a row because they can't defend anybody. And, De'Aaron Fox is taking 30-foot three-pointers for no reason. You can throw the ball down DeRozan and he can get to the free throw line. I think it helped them out in close games and helped them out in the fourth quarter. But I don't. I think it can help in the way you kind of stagger lineups, and that will work. But this was a team a few years ago that was one of the best offensive teams in basketball. One of the reasons that they were, statistically, I think of all time. I don't know if DeRozan helps that in regards to the space and the pace element. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do now. And I don't think that they've gotten better defensively either. So I don't know how much it helps them. I think I like it for them because they're going for something and they have to find a way to re-sign De'Aaron Fox. But to be honest, man, it's not something that really, I don't think it moves the meter much for them in regards to climbing teams in the Western Conference.
I kind of agree with what Chris says, Lito. Like I get it. Like they're going for it and so on. And you're trying to re-sign Fox, but I don't think DeRozan makes his team. Like I still, with our current roster, I'm like, all right, like I'll take Sacramento. Like I they don't scare me with this move.
I mean, you lost the 3-point shooting in the trade.
A lot of people don't like. Clearly, a lot of Pelicans fans hate Harrison Barnes, and I think a lot of Sacramento fans hate Harrison Barnes. It's professional.
I mean, I'm just going off the figures, the stats. Like you lost the 3-point shooting in the trade. I think DeRozan is a good player, but I think DeRozan is, like kind of he's pretty Brandon Ingramish. Like he's not spacing the floor for them. And you already got Fox and Sabonis, who Fox is, like Chris said, Fox takes some wild shots, and Sabonis is really not shooting it like that. And now you probably take Monk out of the lineup too. Monk goes back to the bench in that situation.
No, I think Monk's starting at the 2, right? Herter's off the bench.
Herter's off the bench. Okay,
but they're looking to shop Herter. From a report.
I mean, I don't really think the trade does anything. So salute to them though, man. Because sometimes you feel like you got to make a trade. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you.
I agree.
You did what you had to do. Like you made a trade.
They tried.
Yeah,
they tried.
And for me, it's less about like, my personal opinion is that I think the trade makes Sacramento like slightly better. No, I totally agree that they're in no way a threat. But what I'm more like focused on, and I think where our conversation needs to be is in relation to the trade that we are actively trying to do and that everyone is being reported on, and DeRozan, the contract that he signed with Sacramento versus what is being reported that Brandon Ingram wants. The delta between all of that stuff is just miles wide. And I think that for me is the more interesting topic as it relates to like Brandon Ingram's league-wide value, both from a contract perspective and from a trade value perspective.
Perfect segue. So let's talk about Brandon Ingram. Obviously the Kings were, did you want to say something, Lito?
Mm-mm.
No. Obviously the Kings were a destination, and then now there's been a lot of reports, right? So just go off Scoop B, what he said, take or leave, whatever you want to trust him or not. But the Pelicans want Brandon Ingram, and Ingram likes being in New Orleans. I'm told on both Ingram side and on the Pelicans side. On the Ingram side, per a source, thought process is the fact that the Pelicans have not jumped on any offer thrown their way shows that the Pelicans want to try their best to keep him. Per Pelican source, teams that have registered interest in Ingram is San Antonio, Miami, and Portland. We're going to talk about those teams. But Chris, we'll start off with you first. Are you starting to get a sense that maybe Brandon might not be traded? What you've been saying for 4 straight weeks. We've been talking about this for 2 months.
Yeah, because history with Griff shows you that number one, he's going to he has particular standards, and sometimes possibly too high, that could be ego or pride driven, or whatever advice he's getting from those that are around him that won't allow him to make a trade like this that would be considered a major loss. Even if it's a gamble that means Brandon ultimately walks, or you got to end up doing it later at the trade deadline and fucking up half the season. I mean, I don't and I think what I struggle with the most is that they are far apart when it comes to salary expectation wants. If you're BI, you see the money that Franz Wagner got, and you're like, "There's no way you're not paying me at least $200 million." There's no way. You know what I'm saying? That if you're him, that's what you're looking at. You're saying there's no way I'm not getting at least 200 mil. But you're also not a part of the Orlando Magic, and you also aren't as young as Franz Wagner, and you also aren't the type of you just simply aren't in the situation that Franz is in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? So, but I could 100% see him saying, I'm not taking anything less than 200 when they're paying that. I'm not going to 180. I'm not going to 160. That's crazy. And for the Pelicans, it's like, all right, well, listen, we're not paying you close to 50 a year. We're not paying you 45, 40. Listen, this is what we have to do. So if that's not going to work, then we need to get together and find a partner. And unfortunately, it's just not many out there. Somebody's going to have to sacrifice here. And it's almost like, who's going to blink first? Is it going to be Brandon or is it going to be Griff? Because it doesn't look like the suitors that are out there are blinking at all.
Well, and why should they? I mean, we're going to talk about some destinations that we might have to pivot to, but Lito, I was listening to Shoutout to Christian and Adam's show from the wing. Make sure you check out that show. But Christian was talking about how he still thinks that Brandon will be traded. And there's a point that he makes, Lito, is currently constructed right now. If you actually look at this roster, the team doesn't make sense. Like DeJounte, Brandon, Zion, CJ, and whoever. Like, I don't think like DeJounte and Brandon cannot play together. Like, I want that to be very clear. Like, I don't think that those two match very well, especially we already know what Brandon and Zion are like. Well, now you bring in DeJounte Murray with Brandon and Zion. I still don't think that works.
I sent you the roster the other day.
Yeah, I got the roster even loaded up. I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped.
All right.
I have this. This is your current roster right now. Shout out Jake Hardy and Lala.
You know what's not on there?
Our starting center is on there, and Yves and
yeah, you know what's
Missy?
not on there?
Who?
A starting center.
No, Missy. People. There are people on Twitter that think that Missy's like our starting center.
Stop it.
You know,
Okay.
Stop.
you know the difference between me and a lot of people on Twitter.
Stop.
Just stop there. Go ahead.
Hey, look, I mean, I've been doing podcasts for months now. On here and my own personal podcast with Chris. I mean, I've been saying that I don't think Brandon's getting traded. I don't think Griff is I don't think he's happy to trade him. I think for him trading Brandon means that he lost the AD trade. And just
why? Let me ask you, why would you think he lost the AD trade? Because Brandon was the centerpiece, and you've shipped Brandon off, and I mean he stayed here for what?
What did you gain from the trade? You lost every piece from the deal. Like,
well, I don't think that's true, right? Because I think you got Herb, you got CJ, you got from the deal. Because like if you really think about it, you flip
you talking about right? But I'm saying immediately in that trade. You talking about down the line.
Like looking at it, like it looks like you lost.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, Lito, and like I hate to burst your bubble here, but they already lost.
Oh, they've been lost.
Lakers won a championship. The Pelicans didn't. I don't give a shit if it's a bubble or not. I hate the bubble championship, but like their goal was to win a championship with Anthony Davis. They did it.
Hey, look, I'm just telling you from Griff's point of view, though. If you give up on Brandon, if you trade Brandon, a good human being, a guy who plays with compassion, you lost. I don't think that Griff is ready to concede that. And here's the other thing too is I was talking to somebody on Twitter the other day, and I said for Brandon is probably going to be between 170 and 185. 4 years, 170, 185. I think that I think that BI is probably going to accept a 2-year deal because it makes sense for him money wise with the new money coming in. It doesn't make sense for me if I'm him. Like, why would I take 4 years? Why would I take the 4 years for what? Like, I'm on the market, you're trying to get rid of me. I want to go to a better situation or a team that's going to pay me, right? Like, if the Pelicans, if they aren't getting to that point of reference with the contract, why would I take 4 years from y'all when I could just play out this year, add another year to the deal, and I could go somewhere else and get the money? The situation is this: whether anybody wants to believe it or not, somebody go give him a max contract. It's just the way the market is. Chris just brought out what Franz Wagner did.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like I don't think Franz Wagner is better than Brandon Ingram.
No.
And I just couldn't disagree more.
Think you
Look
think
what
he is?
Franz did in FIBA last year. Look at how well he played this year. Like, to me, those are two players going in just drastically
let me ask you
opposite
this.
directions.
Who had a better playoff series? Because Franz, he was terrible.
Say what you were gonna say.
He wet the bed.
Yeah.
He
No one in the entire NBA had a worse playoff series than Brandon Ingram. No one. No one, point blank, period. No one.
Damn.
He got cold blood killed by Lou Dort. No one had a worse playoff series in it. And again, Franz's first time in the playoffs. Like, there's a lot of variables there. But if I look at the last 2 years, who has been the better player? It's unarguable that Franz has been, at least in my opinion. If I was going to give $200 million to somebody, it'd be Franz. I wouldn't want to give it to him necessarily either. But to me, he's a much better player than Brandon.
Wow.
Much better.
Damn.
I don't.
Yeah. That's a little wild. That's a little wild. I don't know about. Listen, I don't know about much better. And to be honest, I don't think he's better at all. I think there's an opportunity for him to get better, especially with how he projects defensively and just the kind of game that he plays. Like, if you watch, Orlando games, they were games that he just frankly took over, and it was nothing that either teams were putting power forwards on them that were too slow, or they were putting some small forwards on them, or even guards that were too. They were power forwards that were too slow, and guards or forwards that were too small. I like his game. I don't know if he's better than Brandon, but either way, I think Lito is right. The market is the market, and even if Brandon, I don't think there's anybody that would give Brandon a max today. However, I do agree with Lito's point that if I were Brandon, look, the cap between next offseason and the offseason after was supposed to jump up like $30+ million. If it's just about the money, if it's literally just about the money, then sign a short-term deal. Whether you end up getting traded with someplace else, or whether you end up here, because with the market rising, the salary cap rising by itself is going to get you more money than you ever imagined. You know what I'm saying? Versus signing a long-term deal now and looking back in 2 years and saying, "Damn, why is Sam Hauser getting paid $30 million a year?" Shout out to Sam Hauser.
Shout out Sam. Shout out Frank.
Shout out Frank.
I do have to stop the show real quick.
Frank.
I have to stop the show real quick because this is a shout out to Chaz and Chris Rosviglu and Lito and Chris Connor and Jared and Ross and Lala and Jake Hardy and throughout the whole network. But we've reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And shout out to all the fans, man. Y'all truly make this show awesome. We don't talk about y'all enough, so thank y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. It's a big deal for us. So thank y'all.
That's hard. That's tough.
That's really good stuff there. So now that we get back to, and also we got to shout out Lala. I know like Lala's always,
always
Lala is the MVP of the whole
Shout out
network.
Lala.
So appreciate you, Lala. All right. So
Justin, you want some Popeyes?
gosh, sounds fantastic right now. Actually,
Hey,
I like Cane's more than Popeyes.
what the fuck, Justin? What's your Popeyes order?
Why are you asking me?
Well, you were indecisive. I was just curious. What's your okay? Well, fuck it, Ross. What's your Popeyes order? Since he don't want to answer.
3-piece.
I'm gonna say 3-piece. Give me the
No. You can't answer now. You can't answer. It's Ross's time.
I'm not
Ross,
a spicy guy. I'm a 3-piece mild with red beans, and I'll usually. This is where it gets a little dicey for me because I'll throw an extra side in there, and it's just based on pure feeling, and it'll either
that is.
What? Is that something crazy?
Trust me, between
that's
Leo
like
and Chris,
it's on the
everything you
line.
say is crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
ask me
I
about
feel like it's on the line. But go ahead. Go ahead.
And depending on the feeling, I'll either get mashed potatoes or I'll get the fries as the like extra. But I'm always going red. Always.
Ross,
I'm-
I appreciate you for answering the question.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. I don't go to Popeyes. I go to Cane's.
What
It's just.
I just.
Do you want me to be honest? Do you want me to lie?
Bro, I
Look,
almost left.
if you want me to
I
lie,
felt
you want
like-
me to lie, like you want me to lie, like I'll lie.
Bro,
I felt
like, do you want me to lie? Like,
What's Miami's remember that press conference? I don't know if it was the playoffs last
better.
year or if it was early this season.
I
Spoelstra
like
kind of
Cane's, bro.
does this. He's like, it's the untrained eye. Something like that. I don't know what the fast food version of that is, but that's what I just felt. It's the untrained palate that says something like that.
So, why would you say that?
like
Justin.
because I'm honest. Okay, Chris. This is an honest show. Okay. I'm being honest with you, man. Like I like Canes over Popeyes.
You know, one of my favorite.
Stop saying that. Stop.
One of my favorite, like,
Don't do that.
I'm
I
sorry.
have to keep the comments up on my computer because I like the way people refer to us. And somebody just said, "Middle dude, what the fuck?" And it's like,
it's going from
Yes.
Jermaine to middle dude. And now
It cracks me
I got
up.
Frank, so I could go with cheese. Yeah, Justin log off Canes. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I mean, I like.
Justin, you eating that uncultured chicken over there, bro. That's
Hey, I mean, look, I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
what's your
man.
Canes order, Justin?
Oh, so I
You
get
got
the 4
excited.
piece. I gotta get the extra cane sauce.
They don't have a 4-piece.
Yeah, what's called the box, right? Is
Oh,
that-
all right.
it's
Yeah,
called the
they call
box.
it the box.
but
I was
we
about
go
to say,
4 piece. I gotta get the extra cane sauce. Fuck the coleslaw. I hate coleslaw. And then go with the fries. I use all the sauce from my fries. I eat the chicken fingers plain. And then whatever left, I put the Texas toast.
Psycho
Let's talk about something else.
behavior.
Let's talk about something.
That is
Texas.
psycho behavior. We got to move on.
Move the show along. Move the show along.
Brian Windhorst said that Atlanta did not want Brandon Ingram, Chris.
Can I want
okay.
I want to address this and I'll let Chris go. That for me is whenever I revert back to the previous conversation of talking about like Franz or DeRozan and some of these other players against BI. Like, we may have an opinion about Brandon, but what's become abundantly clear to me this offseason is that whether people in the comments or some of us in the group think Brandon is worth X, Y, or Z, it feels like no one else in the NBA does. Like,
we're the
either
assholes.
we're overvaluing him, and I say we, either the Pelicans asking price is so high that it's like, get the hell out of here, or the dude just really doesn't have that much value. And some of that might be contract related, right? He only has 1 season left. There's uncertainty there. He wants a lot of money as part of a long-term, whatever. There's all that. But like, I think there's another part of that like, he just didn't play very good last year.
He didn't.
And that to me is making this whole process. That's like, we want to talk about why this is dragging out. A lot of it's dragging out because he just didn't play worth the shit last year.
He wasn't good.
Go
Maybe-
ahead, Chris.
Okay. Well, Chris, I was going to say, I'm glad you said that, Ross. But all right, so Atlanta didn't want him, according to Brian Windhorst. So listening to Windhorst and Lopez saying that Portland might be an option. Portland, they have a shit ton of centers. One being Robert Williams, and Lito said that he's dead, so he's not an option. You obviously have DeAndre Ayton. Another option possibly is Cleveland still. I don't believe the Cleveland thing. I don't think that happens. I personally don't think Cleveland happens. Portland, Cleveland, and then shit, I'm blanking. Who's the third team?
San Antonio.
San Antonio was one, and then
Miami was one.
Miami was one. Shout out Chaz. Me and Chaz had a long conversation about that. What if we're going those 3 teams, Chris? What team do you see actually being a trade partner for Brandon Ingram?
So I think it was a couple weeks ago I heard that there were a few players that currently play with the Heat that are tight with BI. Maybe there's something there, but again, I don't know what kind of that also looks like something in which you would still have to get a third team to supply exactly what you need. If Cleveland isn't an option, and the reports is that Atkinson wants to start with that core 4 of sorts, at least give it a try. The new coach of the Cavaliers, San Antonio. I like the option of Portland. I will say that. Now,
Why is that?
Lito said Robert Williams is dead, but I mean, what's better, like dead or like vacant? Like I mean, at this point, you don't even have a corpse. Like you don't have. Anyone to draw, you don't have a chalk outline to put in your starting center position. So if I have to take Robert Williams III and hope it works,
Jeez.
what are my other alternatives? And then there's the chat's favorite guy, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, the chat loves DeAndre Ayton. They cannot get enough of the option of him being a Pelican. So
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, he dead.
No, I'm serious.
He
The
dead.
chat
I'm
loves
in
DeAndre.
that number, so that's what's up.
Oh, you do too? Well, then yeah. So you got two options. It should make it a little bit easier. I think. I mean, that's a market that Brandon can get close to what he wants money wise. Still a young team. They have some things to figure out. They've done business in the past. There's still some relationships there. But if that's why I'm going shopping and I can't go to Cleveland anymore, and if Wendell Carter Jr. is off the table with Orlando, I mean, I'm running out of places to call here. And Sacramento isn't an option. And Chicago, I mean, I don't know what's happening there with Vucevic. Where else can I call? If those are my options, I'm calling Portland.
And Chris,
I forgot to mention a team for you. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Utah. So we have to talk about Utah as well. But go ahead, Ross.
No, and then the flip side of that coin is you have to look at those teams like contract situation, like what their books look like. Portland, clearly a rebuilder, right? But their books aren't clean. And so in some ways, Brandon helps. He helps expedite their like sort of their financial freedom because Ayton has 2 years left on his deal. Right now, they're like, I mean, they can't do anything. And so if they're able to get rid of the last year of Ayton's deal, which they don't want, you just drafted Klingon, like they don't want that at all. That's the type of situation, almost like what you just saw the Spurs do, right? Like, hey, we don't really need Harrison Barnes, but if we can sort of facilitate some things and you give us a pick or whatever, I'm not saying that's the same what would happen with Portland, but there are teams out there that are not acquiring players because they want to try and be better next year. And there are teams that are trying to acquire players that want to be better next year. But to me, Portland is one that would be acquiring Brandon not to give him a long-term deal, but to help facilitate their financial freedom in another year. And so Miami's obviously, I don't know if it's the same situation. I mean, they seem like a type of team where, we've talked about this before, that they might see Brandon as like, even on a 1-year deal or with 1 year left on his contract, the extra piece that helps push them into a conference final or an NBA final. So you're stealing. I still think you're very much dealing with two teams that either want Brandon for 1 year because they think he can help push them into an NBA finals, or teams that just want his expiring salary.
I think Miami's actually an interesting team, that no one's really talking about. I'm not saying like I don't have their roster in front of me. I could look at it, but
they don't have anything to give you. I can tell you right now.
But would you take Jaquez Jr. and
they never trade him?
They can't do that.
Can't do anything.
It's just really complicated. Like you would have to you're having to take back either like Terry Rozier plus other shit, or like they're just not they're an over the cap team, so they can't. Yeah, all right, cool. I'll take Jaquez, but he makes like $2 million.
Right. So you need
this is where the Brandon salary is really tricky. So you either need a third team, to Chris's point, or you've got to take on some bad salaries. Miami, to me, I very much buy that they want him. I very much sell that getting a deal done with them is even possible.
You would take Terry?
No, absolutely. I mean, last year I would have.
I'm not taking Terry,
but I don't want. I mean, why?
What did he do? Serves as what? I guess a backup point guard.
I mean,
let me ask y'all this: what teams can you think of? Period, like have the options that they would be willing to trade to facilitate what the Pelicans need right now. Like just like let's just start there. Like what teams have a center to spare? Or
Utah, to me,
Utah and Portland.
But Utah, Danny Ainge, you ain't gonna win a trade.
Orlando has 3 starting centers.
Is that
we talk Wendell Carter Jr., but does Orlando need Brandon Ingram?
I'm saying Jonathan Isaac.
Isaac's not.
I don't think he's a starting center. Like I don't know that. Like I think he can soak up some minutes at center. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying like they have 3 centers basically on their roster.
Because some of these teams that are mentioned, right? You're basically saying that like you think that they would be changing philosophies. So like let's say Houston was an example. Then at that point, you're saying that they will be changing philosophy of sorts with how they're playing with either Jabari or Sengun being in the deal. Same for who else did someone mentioned Cleveland. You're changing philosophies by moving off of Jared Allen. Evan Mobley would be the starting center. But if you remove those teams, it ain't a whole bunch of options out here. And at this point, man, it's it's crazy. Like Brandon is turned it into an expensive expiring contract, man. Like he's walking into expiring deal territory.
Exactly.
And yeah, and you would and you might be better off doing what Toronto did at that point and just hoping he comes into the season and and plays well. I don't know how it's gonna help you win basketball games. I don't know how you fill out the rest of the roster, but if you can't trade him, what other alternatives do you have?
Well, the Cleveland thing doesn't make sense to me because all right, we know what Atkinson loves with Jared Allen. Like Atkinson, I don't know if it's bullshit or not. Like obviously he likes Jared Allen a lot. You ain't getting Mobley. All right, that's gone. Like you ain't getting Mobley. Also, they just made the playoffs. They just signed Donovan Mitchell. Like, I don't think they have to make a move. Like, you could give me all the numbers you want. That's fine. It's a brand new year. If you want to split up Allen and Mobley, fine. But like, you don't know it. You have no idea what Mobley and Allen look like under Kenny Atkinson. You have no idea.
Yeah.
So why? So they don't have to make a move. So everyone's saying like Cleveland, and all these relationships. I don't see it. Unless Mitchell's like, I need Brandon. Like, I want Brandon. But no.
I feel like it's crazy because you look at the whole scenario and it's like, damn, dog, if Brandon would have just shot the threes.
That's all he has to do.
I don't even think we would be having this talk because he's 23, 5 and 5 across the board. Like he's rebounding okay and he's distributing the basketball, but the fact that his shot profile is the thing that like it won't change. He won't elevate his shot profile. Hasn't been a situation. And
can I ask you something, Lito?
Yeah.
Why did it change under Alvin Gentry and Stan Van Gundy, and it reverted back under Willie Green?
Respect.
What do you mean?
If I tell you to do something and you don't do it, what does that mean?
So you're saying because it doesn't make sense to me, right? Like I've seen the guy do it. He's averaged whatever it was under Gentry and under Van Gundy, and he shot at a really good clip too. It's not like he was shitty. It's not like he shot like 28%. He shot like 36, 37%.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's gone completely downhill. So you're saying that, okay, like I know you're telling me I have to shoot more threes, but like, nah,
what's the consequence? What's gonna happen? Like you tell your child something, right? And they don't do it. And then they look you off and then you tell them again and nothing happens. What do?
So you're saying there's got to be more accountability then?
I need more. There needs to be some. There needs to be any accountability. If I'm telling you we got to shoot 43s a game and you're a part of the team that has to shoot. What's up, Fi? You're part of the team that has to shoot. I mean, you're part of the personnel that has to shoot the threes. And you, motherfucker, I'm talking to you.
I'm with you, but what if I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that?
Well,
because I think Willie Green did do that at the end of the season. He benched him, and you saw his reaction.
Dog, it's 3 years. It's like 3 years of.
So then it doesn't work with head coach and Brandon Ingram.
When has it worked?
Well, I mean, shit, man. We took Phoenix to 6. I mean, how could you forget that?
I'm saying that to say it didn't work with Stan and BI, right?
Well, he didn't like because he was too tough on him.
So it didn't work.
Didn't work.
But he seemed to be performing well, like he was playing well, right?
Yeah, he was. You know what? I gotta look up some stats. Why won't Brandon Ingram shoot threes, Ross?
I don't know. It's just not the way he plays basketball.
It was. He played. He played.
It's never been like his bread and butter. It's never been his style. He's never been like.
So I'm gonna stop you there. He averaged 6.23 3-point attempts and shot at 39% clip under Gentry. The following year, shot 6.1 at a 38% clip under Stan Van Gundy. Since Willie Green's been here, it's 4.1, 3.6, 3.8. That's a drastic drop.
What about Milwaukee?
I still think it's an option. Milwaukee.
Talking about Brooklyn.
Go ahead. No, you were going to say the same thing. Milwaukee still is, to me, is the same conversation as Miami, except they actually have shit we should want.
Fucking X.
and So I think Milwaukee's an option, like just from a big picture perspective, Chris. I mean, we talked about that one. But there hadn't been a lot of like noise around that. It seems like the Milwaukee stuff has kind of quieted down in the last few weeks. But in theory, that one makes sense. In theory, that makes sense for both teams.
Mm.
And it would fit what they pretty much do almost every damn year. Like, something doesn't work, they reset and they bring in somebody else new. It's Drew went. He won a championship. It don't happen next year. You're out of here for Dame. Before that, it was different other resets that they put together and different players that they shipped out and took chances on. Chris Middleton's a free agent, right?
No.
No. Wait. I thought So he didn't. He didn't opt out.
Middleton, no.
I think I saw that, but that may not have been the case. Okay. I mean, I'm just throwing out options of teams that might make sense.
I think his option is next year, Chris.
It's next year. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lito.
Hey, you know what? The thing about Brandon too, I see a lot of talk on the timeline about Brandon. He shot more threes when there was a point guard on the team. I feel like
that's actually a good point. So he had Lonzo and Bledsoe in those 2 years.
He shot threes when he had a guard to get on the ball. I feel like Griff is looking at this like I got him a guard who's gonna get him the ball. So why, going back to the point of trading him, why would I trade him when Brandon's end of the year?
Because you have 9 fucking players on the roster right now. What do you mean? We have no
you talking about what me, you, Chris, 5, Chaz, and Ross would say. I'm telling you what Griff is saying.
Oh, yeah. So like if you extend them, you got 9, 10 guys.
I'm giving him a way to be more productive because I got him a guard who can facilitate and score. And now he's thinking this is going to bring Brandon Ingram's best self. And look,
how are your knees right now? Chunk says, can you suit up? Could you play? Could you give us 15, 20 minutes?
Shit, they paying how many millions?
A lot of millions.
Bro,
other way to ask that question.
Chris's face was.
There was no other way to ask that question. Okay, go ahead.
I got 6 fouls, so all that matter.
Like
hold on, man, because that's just
that was a little. You did.
That's bad.
Lito and Chris are fucking perfect.
You did preface it. You did preface it with.
And Lito,
Chris, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing shit.
No, I got it. Lito answered the question. That makes it even worse. He just
Hey yo.
Did you want to be good?
Well, we like keep entertaining this notion of like a Brandon Ingram contract extension, which is hilarious to me. Like I still don't see a universe where you can extend Brandon Ingram and you can give Trey Murphy a contract extension.
Hey, shout out to the dude. I started that question when someone asked, "What about the Trey Murphy extension?"
I stand by. Like, I don't know Trey personally. All right, I ain't saying this is just my opinion, and I've said this now 10 times on here. I don't think Trey's signing shit until like the future of Brandon Ingram in New Orleans is clear. That's just my opinion based off.
Why is that?
What I saw toward the end of last year, based off of Trey Murphy's body language when he doesn't start, based off the fact that Trey Murphy is an incredibly confident player that fits.
Thank you, D'Lo. Appreciate that.
I want you to know that was just so bad. Lito was like,
you were worse than my question. You started rubbing your knees. Like,
wait,
you.
Hold on. The accountability piece in this is missing. This is missing.
We gotta let Ross finish your point.
I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. Like,
we've been talking about the same shit for a month.
But I think it is. You've said whatever about the Trey Murphy thing. Like I don't. We have not heard a whisper about it. Like
how can you though?
If I'm Trey Murphy, I'm not signing. I'm not even entertaining a contract extension. I might sign take the whatever. I'm blanking on the damn name, but take the 1-year deal before I sign a contract extension.
Qualifying offer.
QO. I might take the qualifying offer if if Brandon is here for 3 more years. Why on earth would otherwise he's just limiting his own upside. He's hurting his future earning potential. He's hurting his opportunity to grow as a player. He's hurting why would he continue to do that? He clearly was frustrated by it last year. Clearly.
Nothing speaks more volumes than that Lakers game.
Clearly was frustrated by this. And you've now brought in another guard. You have Herb Jones. You still have Zion. We're going to talk about, you still got Zion Williamson that's playing all of the minutes, at the 4, maybe a little bit at the 5. There's only so many wing minutes to go around. And I know we've got the Laurie conversation queued up later. You better make a decision on Trey Murphy too. And that's kind of for me why I get this whole you might be better off starting the season with Brandon on the roster and this, that, and the other. I don't know if that's true. I don't there's other shit at play. I do think there's a certain element of this is if you almost have to make the decision, Brandon or Trey, very soon, or else you risk
Trey gonna make it for you.
Yeah, you're putting a relationship there at risk, I think, because that dude seems like he's only gonna continue to limit his upside for so much longer. Just my opinion. That's not some kind of inside.
I agree with you, Ross. I feel like we saying the same thing. When I say that, I'm speaking from Griff's perspective on how he seemed to be moving. But Justin, I want to just say one thing. There's a lot of delusion that Missy is gonna.
Oh, can we?
Look,
there's people saying that he's our starting center, and
bro,
look, I'm glad for I really am. I was pretty vocal on draft night, and I still stand by that. He's gonna have to prove me something, but people think he's starting center. Oh, whoa. Starting center. He's been playing basketball for 4 years. I don't care how athletic he is. There is a huge learning gap that this dude's gonna have to go through. If this guy's penciled in the starting center opening night, nah, that's not even fair to him. That's not fair to him. And so
they got to make a move, man.
And Chris, that's the thing, right? And the roster construction right now is awful. Let's bring it back up. Hold up. Let me bring this back up. All right. So you have DeJounte, CJ, Herb, Brandon, Zion. Okay. That's not your, sure. Is that your starting 5? Great. That's not your starting 5. Okay. Then you have Trey Murphy, Jose, Hawk, Ryan, JRE, Missy. Wow. I'm blanking on his name. Reeves. Who are the bottom 2? My eyes are failing me here. Who are the bottom 2 guys? I don't even know who the bottom 2 guys are.
One of the guys is
it's that guy.
Free agent.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. This is not an NBA roster right now.
I don't know if if you added just a run of the mill center to it, it is.
JRE is your starting center right now.
Yeah, I agree.
You say, okay, so this is a good transition. So you say a run of the mill. So would Cody Zeller be a run of the mill?
No, I mean a run of the mill starting level center.
Who's a run of the mill starting center? You're telling me Cody Zeller's not a run of the mill?
No,
because you just traded him for $3 million.
I think Cody Zeller is a run of the mill third string center.
Okay. Who do you think is better, Cody Zeller or Missy? It's a problem that you're thinking about this. Okay. That's a problem.
It's not a problem.
Right now, you think Cody Zeller's not a better basketball player than Missy?
No, I think he is. That's what I'm saying. But I think it also categorizes Missy exactly where I think he belongs this year.
Yeah, he's a third string center. Sure. We're talking about starting him right now, though. That's where we're at with the starting center.
That's why I've been saying from the jump, this whole notion of you have to get X, Y, or Z for Brandon. It's been crazy to me from the very beginning. What you have to get in a Brandon deal is a starting level center. That's what you have to get. I don't need a 2028 first round pick. I just don't give a shit about him anymore. What you need is a starting level center. I don't, because Sacramento wouldn't give us 2 firsts or whatever. I don't.
Yo, JaVale McGee will be the Pels starting center.
I'm serious. I think I saw Chaz tweet this out earlier today. DeMarcus Cousins should be on the radar. I'm not saying as a starter. DeMarcus Cousins, I would.
Make it worse. Chris's boy would be our starting center. Clubfoot.
Jemison?
Trey Jemison.
Don't-
Would be our,
don't-
if Trey Jemison was
don't
on
do
this
this
roster
shit
right
again.
now, he would be our starting center. Would he not?
He beat
Look
us.
at him.
He couldn't get the no out. He couldn't get the no because he would be. That's how sad the
You thought about
situation is.
you thought about Missy over Zeller. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. Because the free agent, you want to laugh? Go look at the remaining free agents at the center position.
I just no. I know that there's nothing. I know that there's nothing left really out there option wise. And to be fair, that might be a blessing in disguise for them if they actually went to go make something happen. For them not to have to invest real money at the center position. But how does that fix your team? How does that fix your situation, dog? I just think there has to be we have to assume that David Griffin has deals that have been presented to him for Brandon Ingram that he can say yes to at any period of time that will get him close to the value of what he's looking for. And you just have to wonder, when is he going to say yes? And Ross, and when I say close, I don't mean I would hope at this point he isn't looking for an all-star back. I'm like talking realistically.
I don't think it's that. I really think they're looking for either like an all-star or fringe all-star back and a pick, or like a package of multiple first-round picks. And I just don't think I don't see it.
That's the problem. So at what point does he just take the L? And the later that we get here, the worse it gets. Now, this could go to September. This could go, as far as it went. But at what point will Griff just say, all right, man, there's no other alternative. There's no other realistic way that makes sense to fill out this roster and add starting quality talent. I'm going to have to take an L, and I'm going to have to take a slight loss in this deal. And ultimately, I think that's what he has to do. That's what he has to do at this point, because they waited too long, or the right deal just didn't become available at the right time. Whichever route you want to take, in my opinion, they maybe waited too long and possibly were too greedy. You know what I'm saying? But they have to make that move. Signing Dwight Howard, signing DeMarcus Cousins,
inside the way,
dog, as your start, they can't be realistic options.
Those guys aren't even in the NBA.
They're not even in the NBA.
We joke about those guys, but they're not. Those guys are not NBA players anymore for a reason, and some of them haven't been for years. These are not guys that can play in the NBA anymore. I don't think there's anything off the free agent scrap heap. I don't particularly think we can get Reed. I don't.
Davis Bertans. I'm just throwing out names here.
Jesus
I think
We're
this
talking
has
about Davis
to be done. I
Bertans.
think
We in hell.
this has to be done.
We in hell, baby.
This is what I'm talking about. We're in hell together at
And
least.
and
I'm
maybe I'm
serious.
wrong. I would put money down that whoever starts at center opening night is both not a free agent right now and is not on the roster.
That's where I'm at.
It has to be the
where I'm
trade. There's just nothing. You're not gonna.
That's where I'm at.
It would be disrespectful to DeJounte Murray, a former All-Star, Zion, a current All-Star, CJ, just coming off one of the better years of his career. It would be disrespectful to those guys. CJ's not a rookie. Zion's not a rookie. You've built actually a half-ass decent roster to just plug in a dude who hasn't been in the NBA or is just floating around on the scrap heap as somebody else's second or third stringer. To plug that player in as a starter with those other guys on the roster right now is crazy. It would be just disrespectful to the Herb Joneses of your current roster to me.
Yo, can I tell y'all the top free agent centers that remain?
Please.
No.
And Lito, ask Ross what numbers they wear.
Try me.
Precious Achua. Precious Achua. What number? Nah, Precious Achua, Daniel Tice.
We're talking about Tice is start I've seen Tyson starting five.
You could
we gotta stop.
You could at least convince me that in some kind of odd situation you might be able to start Achua. Although I think those games he started for the Knicks last year, he was starting at power forward, not at center. But
Keep going. We're not even done yet.
Tice is not like there's not a scenario.
Tice is taking
Tice is not a starting like where he is a starting center for anyone in the NBA.
Tice is weighing his European options right now.
These guys are fine backups.
They're fine backups.
Xavier Tillman, Bismack Biyombo, Tristan Thompson.
I saw Chaz tweet out that Tristan Thompson will be our starting center next year.
That would be that to me would be such a stain on the offseason that in a lot of ways it would totally negate the good trade you made to get Murray. It really would. If you traded for Murray, but then couldn't that's like making half a sandwich. And then having to just fold that shit over and be like, yeah,
make it half a sandwich.
It would be a failure of an offseason, in my opinion.
Well, we got the
You
extension
would
there.
you would then again cap yourself and how good the team can be just from a talent perspective. Like it would be crazy not to seal the deal. Like go get a starting level center. It's crazy.
Especially when you had all the momentum once you made that DeJounte trade. Like you
That's when it should have, like, once you had all the momentum of the DeJounte trade, I understand, like, wasn't finalized and things of that nature. Like, I think you lost all momentum over the last week.
Because you could have hid the loss.
I think you've lost, exactly. You've lost all types of momentum. You lost everything.
Yeah. You could have, if you would, like, let's say that you would have gotten your starting center there and that center was below average or average, like, whoever it was, someone who wasn't even close to being a household name, an apartment name. Like, let's say you didn't go that route. If you make the move around the same period that you make the DeJounte Murray move, you could funnel that all together and still, like, people, it'll be swept under the rug. And before you know it, but now it's so much time that's passed now. It feels like it. And all these other moves are being made, and the final pieces and these other teams are being completed. Now, when you talk about notable free agents or notable trade destinations or guys that's on the block, it's just Brandon. For the most part, it just feels like it's Brandon.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Man, yeah, call Frank, man.
Shout out Frank. Frank keeps getting shout out. Oh, Red Sox beat the Yankees. It's beautiful.
I'm gonna have to tell Frank, man. I don't think Frank got a cell phone.
3-0. I took the over. Let's go commercial. Let's hear from Scott. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. All right, I got 400 people in here. Appreciate it on a Sunday night. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Once again, shout out to everybody on the stream right now. Chris Rosaglu, Jarrett, Chaz, all y'all, man. Appreciate all the subscribers. 10,000 subscribers tonight. Really, really appreciate y'all. So what we're gonna do is, if you're new here, I'm starring a bunch of comments. We're gonna get to them at the last part of the show. I will drop the link here in the next 15-20 minutes. If y'all want to come up, talk, ask questions, you'll have a minute. You'll have a minute. We'll bring y'all up here and we'll ask any questions to the panel. So next we're gonna talk about Herb Jones jersey change, but first let's hear from Scott Vicknair.
I'm David Vicknair with Scott Vicknair Injury Lawyers. Our law firm team wants every student to start school this fall with a backpack full of supplies, ready to learn. On Saturday, August 10th from 9:30 to 12, my team will be donating hundreds of backpacks full of supplies to local students so they can win in school this fall. Please scan the QR code or go to scottvicknair.com/project backpack for event details and to pre-register today.
Yeah, so shout out Scott Vicknair. Lito will be making his first commercial on Friday. We have a new sponsor. Lito will be making his commercial on Friday. So excited to have you.
Shout out to Lito.
Shout out Lito, Standard Mortgage.
I did.
Yeah, you just found out. You literally just found out. I'm sick and tired of taking the company burger heat for the last 2 years.
But that's
He gave me the fucking read, and I just read.
You gotta own some of that. That's not like you're taking heat because you talked about, like, you said the word.
This is crazy. This is
You got to say, I'm not saying that.
crazy.
That's all you had to say. I'm not saying that.
Okay, well, there's no show. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. There's no show. There's nothing. I don't know what to say. All right, Ross, what number does Herb Jones wear? Do you know?
His new number?
No, his old number. What was it?
Well, I know he wore 5.
Okay,
But that's been widely publicized.
I was pretty disappointed. You had no idea what number Zion Williamson was.
I'd have got that. I'd have gotten that on multiple choice. I'd have gotten that.
Pretty tough.
Some of those, it's like you can't put somebody on the spot and ask them about random number. I mean, that's
We're gonna do that later tonight. We're gonna do it.
I was about to say, Justin, can you take that comment down? That's crazy.
That wasn't.
Well, okay. Well, no, Justin, look, and I didn't put that up. Look, this was the commercial. This, okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Hey, I know you. You helped my cousin after her car accident. Ever since you won her case, she's been doing great.
Oh yeah, Melissa. She told me she had a cousin who works here.
What can I get for you?
How about a large hot coffee, please?
One hot coffee for Mr. Scott Vicknair.
It's David.
Excuse me?
I'm David Vicknair, and this is my law partner, Brad Scott.
Hey.
Wait, so then which one of you is Scott Vicknair?
Scott Vicknair, injury attorneys, we fight for the win.
Fighting for the win.
Fight for the win, baby.
Yeah.
This was a save, man.
Thank you, Chris. All right, Lito. Herb Jones
Yes, sir.
changes his number from 5 to 2.
Yes.
Gives DeJounte Murray number 5. Do you think it's a big deal? Like, do you think Herb even really cared? Do you think there's incentives there to? I don't know.
I don't think Herb even knows what happened. I think he was just like, oh,
Okay.
he wants my number. All right, cool, whatever. I'm about to go fishing. Like I
You don't think he cared at all? Do you think DeJounte approached Herb, or do
I
you think
do.
Herb approached DeJounte?
I think DeJounte approached Herb. I think a call was made and he hollered at somebody to see if Herb would mind switching numbers, and Herb was just like, yeah, man, I'm on a boat. I can't hear you right now. Yeah, whatever you want. Cool.
Chris?
Yeah, I still don't think Herb's aware. Like, I'm with you. I think someone like forced a signature for Herb to sign off on it, and just was like whatever. He doesn't care. He doesn't even know whatever his new number. He doesn't know.
care. Ross, he wore number 2 in high school. It was between number 2, 10. I saw a lot of options at number 0. You don't care, do you? You don't give a shit.
I don't. We talked about this before. I don't give a shit about numbers.
Just say Baker's fuck. I was watching Ready Crash.
I don't care about numbers. I don't think. I think Lito's right. Like I think they probably someone called Herb, and I bet his response was, "I don't care." Like, because I just man, if you're not like Jordan or like LeBron or someone that has like their number of like associated with their name in some way, like CP3 or some shit like that, like
Right.
nobody cares.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The only 5 on the team now is DeJounte Murray.
What do you mean?
Wow. The only 5. Like,
Come on, Justin.
damn, Justin.
Is it over my head? Am I
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The number and the center.
The
5?
center.
Well, no, we have Missy. That's not a fact.
Shout out,
That
man.
man is not playing basketball for another year to maybe 2 years for real.
Lito, I want you to understand this. People think he's our starting center. There's people out there that have literally they've written down the starting lineup and they have him penciled in at the starting.
Name
5.
these people. Somebody
Is
reveal yourself. Who are you?
There's
Is it
people on
Eves?
Twitter.
Is it Eves?
It's Eves Missy. Shout out Eves. Look, the journey's great. I'm glad he's living out his dream. He's just not a starting center today. Maybe in a couple of years. People are comparing Lito, people are comparing him to Derek Lively. I'm serious. People are literally saying he's Derek Lively.
You gotta start saving these tweets, bro.
They both
I really do.
They both black. So shout out to them.
I really do. I need to start doing this. Speaking of tweets. You're right, Co. Accountability on this side.
Ah, come on.
It's on the line. Standard Mortgage, your local lender for life. To get in touch with a home loan expert today, give them a call at 504-569-3902. Love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comment section. The Pelicans starting center for opening night will be Ross. We'll start with you first.
Frank.
Frank, what up?
Shout out, Frank. I don't know. I don't know. Like, can I give you a situation, or do you need?
I need a
name?
name. I need a name. Give me a name.
I'll say. Give me 8. Although I was gonna throw a wild card at you and say maybe something like John Collins, but give me 8.
John Drayton. Lito, starting center.
Bro, the Pelicans don't know, so how I'm gonna know?
Well, you know everything.
Pelicans starting center. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Kessler.
Walker Kessler. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Chris, starting center.
They'll make a trade with Charlotte, and I'm going with either Nick Richards because I doubt it will be Mark Williams.
Nick Richards. So you got Ayton,
Chaz's guy,
Kessler, Walker,
I like-
and Richards.
I like Nick Richards. That made more sense to me when I didn't think they were re-signing Bridges. But yeah, either way,
I think it's got to be Walker Kessler.
it may not matter.
Shout out to Sports in 3, 2, 1. We appreciate you, bro.
All right, so I'm doing. Putting the link in the comment section. If you want to come up and ask the panel question, you can. Right there. I'll bring you on. You got a minute, okay? Not like Lito and Chris's show where you can ramble on for 15. You got 1 minute. Okay, so speaking of Chris and Lito, y'all did a great show on Paul Reed. We'll start with you, Lito.
Shout out to Paul Reed, man.
Shout out to Paul.
What do you like about Paul Reed?
He got a motor. He's a guy who is like, listen, he needs a guard. He's probably not gonna give you anything offensively, but man, he crashes the boards. You know what I'm saying? He tries on defense. And to be honest, it's better than anything you have right now. Like anything you have at that spot, like he is better than. Look, no diss to Missy, but Missy ain't gonna play. He's not ready to play basketball on a professional level yet. Shout out to him though, because he's still getting paid. But Paul Reed is a guy who is just gonna, just give you effort. I'm not saying he's a good defender. I'm just saying he's gonna give you effort. He has a lot of brain dead moments that we saw, in the tape. Talked to some people from Philly, and they said that they it's sad to see him go because he has a lot of potential. However, a lot of the times he just was not aware of whatever's going on the defensive side of the basketball. But this, in my opinion, is where you rely on Willie Green. This is where, if Willie is the guy who you tell me Willie Green is, you get that type of guy to buy in. He has all the athletic ability. You love the way Larry Nance. You love how you gave Larry Nance those particular minutes at that 5 spot, right? You give Paul Reed, 15 minutes a game. Like he's not a guy who's gonna play 30 minutes a game, but you give him spot minutes and you let him go out there and just cause havoc and just run around and shit and just be crazy, and you try to reel him in. That's what I would look for Willie Green to do with somebody like that.
Organized chaos. And also Paul Reed said this: 911, I need your help. What's the problem? 2 girls fighting over me. What's the problem? The ugly one's winning.
Yeah. Oh, we need him on the team, baby.
I like that energy.
Nah, we need
that
him.
energy.
Yeah, the ugly one can't win. Nah. Them and the big old women in San Antonio. Nah.
You gotta fight back, man.
I want to give you a 1B for my guest too, especially since he's brought up San Antonio. I would say Zach Collins is a wild card for who could be your starting.
Justin
center
texted me about him the other day.
Who could be your center next year?
Injury prone. Chris,
Join the club.
real quick thoughts on Paul Reed. We'll get Co up here. Corey.
A Willie Green dream. I think I said it on the show, but everything that
that's fucking.
he thought, everything Willie thought he was getting out of Larry Nance.
Oh my God. I gotta stop the show. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nah.
Lito doesn't even do it. You know what? Nah.
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you.
Yo.
Wait, what he say?
What happened?
What did he say?
What happened?
Nah, I ain't repeating it.
Chris, you got to review the
Chris, what you said? What you
It was
said?
me?
What you
What I
said?
do?
You. Corey,
You gotta
bring up.
review the
Corey's on.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold
What a
on.
ref at? Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. What I say though?
You need to hear what he said.
Yeah, hold on. What I say?
What did he say?
Nobody
Nobody ever repeat it. Nobody.
We don't have an instant replay. Somebody.
I'll overdo the repeating thing. I'm gonna repeat it so that Chris knows how egregious this shit was. But I'm getting a pass.
All right, you good.
Okay,
you good.
This has to be
all right.
Okay.
You said Paul Reed is Willie Green's dream. He's everything that Willie wanted Larry Nance to be. You went, you like.
It was terrible.
That's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Hey, Justin. Good shit, Justin.
No.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
You're unbelievable. Corey, yeah, Chris is out.
That's good.
Corey, you got a minute. What's going on, man?
What up?
You know, I'm just in here fighting for the win. You hear me? You know, I just wanted to come on here before all the unks get on here and start telling y'all.
Oh, you crazy?
Why does Corey hate old people?
Old Cole. What's up, Cole? What's up with your middle-aged men, bro?
Hey, bro.
That's crazy.
That was insane.
That was a little crazy, dog.
Yeah. That is wild.
Yo, that's a violation. Yeah, man. I just wanted to say I'm all in on the Paul Reed. I think we need to go get bro. I think he's too skinny, bro. Like 210.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get him to like 230, you might got a backup 4, small ball 5. I don't know, dog. At this point, I just think we need to do center by committee. Like,
yep,
that's fair.
Yeah,
just go get people that other fans of other teams have heard of. Like, that's all I care about. Like, if we got 3 dudes playing center that I've heard of before, I'm okay with that.
That's fine. So, who would your starting center be opening night?
I'm inclined to lean towards with I forgot who said it. Zach Collins.
Ross said that.
I'm
Zach
cool with
Collins.
that.
So,
how you?
I
Let
would
me.
be cool with that too. I
let me-
really would.
Cole, how you feel? You think Missy go play any real minutes?
Yes and no. I say no because he's a rookie and Willie Green hates rookies for whatever reason, especially if they good offensive players. But I don't think he's that good of an offensive player, so he probably gonna get minutes because Willie gonna be like, oh, he can play defense and maybe rebound. So
fair. Cole, appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for all your
appreciate
support.
I really appreciate y'all.
You know, the middle-aged men, dog. It's crazy.
Appreciate
Relax.
Shout out to Cole. Ooh, okay. Dylan
shit.
throwing some shade at Ross here. Ross saying Fran's better than Ingram, yet Fran's never led a team to the playoffs. Here we go. He went to playoffs as third, second option at best. In addition, Franz doesn't make others around him better.
Refute that.
Okay. Brandon led a team to a play-in, not a playoff. Let's just be clear to that. And then I believe, as far as I'm aware, Franz led the Magic the last 2 years in overall value, player efficiency rating. You can go confirm that. I think he does make others around him better. I think he's a heady defender. I think he gets others involved. About the only thing that he doesn't do at a high level, in my opinion, he's efficient, is shoot the 3 like at a high clip. Otherwise, I think he's a really well-rounded player. He's younger than Brandon. Yeah, I mean, we could argue about it all day, but like you telling me that Franz hasn't done something like is alluding to the fact that you think Brandon has done something in his career, which is just hysterical to me because I don't think he's done a goddamn thing. So,
but that play-in turned into a playoff, Ross.
Yeah.
They
got
took
to the
Phoenix to
playoffs.
6 games. Dude.
We did. I know. And without their
It's 3 years ago.
without their best player, and we still lost. Yeah. So there's that.
There was a
That's negative, Ross.
a lot to be negative about when you're a Pelicans fan. Right?
Man, I don't have the graphic up. I'm gonna have to upload this here real quick. All right, so we'll get to fan. Actually, I do have the graphic. Here we go. I have no idea what this means, but I saw it today from All Sports Culture. Sam, I see you in the back end. So, using some type of math metric, they ranked the most and least successful NBA franchises since like 1970 or whatever. The Lakers are at 1.
It's depressing.
The Pelicans are at 12. I don't know the math here. I have no idea.
It don't matter. It's depressing.
What are they? What do you mean?
They're last.
They
Like
gotta,
they're last at 12. At 12 because they've won 2 playoff series in the last 20
Dog.
years.
Dog.
they haven't been
There's
to
a 1,000
Western Conference
points on
Finals.
the board, and you are an adolescent. Like, you're not even a teenager.
think about.
You're a newborn.
I tried to say this when somebody said it
placenta.
earlier was like, there's really only two teams as far as like my basketball memory goes back that have never been a threat, like a true threat to make an NBA Finals.
No, Ross. They had 1 year.
Who's that?
They,
Us? Pelican?
They had 1 year.
What's about
the 55 1 year.
Yeah, when we
Either that
lost to
year-
San Antonio.
Do you think that team was a true threat to win something though?
You at least had to consider them a threat. And if you didn't that year, to me, it wasn't that year. It was the offseason going into the next year. Like they,
I mean, we're not dealing with. All right, fine. I mean, fair enough. All right, so even
the only time.
if you say even if you give it one season, right? Like, and because we've never made a finals and we've never made a conference finals either. I don't think have it.
No, we've never met a
Yeah,
conference.
and it's like it's just basically us and Charlotte. Like when you look at the history of the NBA of teams that just like haven't really done anything. I mean,
You're pointing at me. Yeah, go ahead.
Look at your phone. Just look at your phone.
Oh, look at my
not
phone.
crazy. I mean, and they're also not an old franchise either. Like, I mean, some of those teams have been around a lot longer. So
I respect most of his opinions. All right, let's bring on Sam. Sam, you got a minute? I don't know.
Sam.
Let me bring you
What up,
on.
Sam?
Sam,
what's
hold
up?
on. I gotta give me 1 second. All right, Sam, you're on. What you got, man?
What do you guys think about Puerto and Bruce Brown from the Raptors?
Chris, go ahead.
Ew.
Well, no, not you. Listen, not you in regards to the Pelicans. You for the Raptors, because that's what the fuck is Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, and Brandon Ingram's gonna look like. Why? I mean, if you could find a way to, I mean, and good luck with that. With the general manager of the president of basketball operations name is fucking not in my brain for whatever reason right now.
Masai.
What the fuck is that? Yeah. If you could get Masai to make a move like that, great. That would be awesome. But I'm looking at Toronto. They just traded for RJ Barrett. They just got rid of Siakam. Why bring Brandon Ingram in and have another Siakam kind of situation all over again? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just shedding salary, like Ross said, and just plan on making moves down the line and going to use Brandon's salary as an expirant to acquire other assets, or let him walk and free up room. But
I feel like it's similar in Utah with Danny Ainge and Laurie. I don't think they're gonna trade anyone for Brandon and picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's always an option, but we'll see. So appreciate you, Sam. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate Sam.
Toronto is just one of those teams that's hanging out there. It's like what the hell are they doing type. Like just gave. I mean, and I like quickly. We gave him a bunch of money. You got Scotty Barnes, who's.
I don't think Scotty Barnes. No man.
What?
Yeah, like nah.
You don't think what?
Whatever people
like,
see, like whatever people see, I don't see. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Whatever people see.
I had a feeling you was gonna be disrespectful. I could see that you.
Yeah. No, I'm about that. I'm about that.
I just do you think he's like? What do you mean you don't see?
I don't see what. Okay, let me ask you this: what do you project Scotty Barnes as?
That's a really good question. I mean, do you want like a player comp?
You give me a player comp, or I guess.
Look, I mean, I'll tell you this: somebody who finally got the chance to have the basketball in his hand and wasn't surrounded by Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. and fucking Siakam and you name it. And he averaged like 29 and 6.
Yeah, that's an all-star.
That's somebody.
I like Barnes. I think the
and he can defend.
That's the other piece. I like Barnes a lot. I just think he's tricky to like put a team around, right? Because it's one of those guys that point forward, like he does need the basketball, but he's not your traditional point guard. All that, it's like the roster construction around him is going to have to be a little atypical. So that's why, to me, I say they're one of these teams that's sitting out there of like, if he's the centerpiece, you've gotta do like him and Puerto don't fit, like make sense to me necessarily. Like him and RJ Barrett definitely don't make sense. And so they're one of those weird teams where that's why I say they're like, I'm a little confused by what they're doing, because if I were them, that would maybe be a situation of like, where I would do some kind of weird deal that doesn't seem to make short-term sense, but could free things up down the road, right? Could get me out of salary in the future. If it could get me an extra pick, if it could get, that to me doesn't strike me as a place where, to Chris's point, I wouldn't want Barnes and Brandon Ingram together, but like,
no disrespect to Scotty Barnes.
So this means it's gonna be disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. No disrespect to his 29 points. But I don't like. Okay, he scored 29 and he did what?
20.
I never said no. 20 points.
He scored
9
20.
rebounds, 6 assists.
Right. And they did what?
What do you mean they did what? Like
the team was good when he did this. Like I'm saying, like
it's a bad roster. You can't blame. I mean, like
I'm saying nobody's scared of Scotty Barnes scoring 20 points. Like
why do you hate Scotty Barnes?
I don't know. It just happened tonight. I don't know.
Idea.
I didn't know I had this hate before. Like we had this conversation.
But you hate him.
Yeah, like
fuck Toronto.
Yeah, you
do you not like Canada?
I'll say this.
That's crazy.
Real quick, Ross, I get sports
you have to
321.
You have to give him a chance because, like, I think there could be a spot down the line where, like, his 20 points is the same as Jimmy Butler's 20 points a night, and that to me is how I'm not saying they're the exact same player, but that I think there are similarities.
Okay,
but Jimmy Butler's a killer and all. Like, I mean, there's
I'm
a
just
difference.
saying.
Let me get sports. Damn. Sports, you got some. Go ahead, man. Welcome to the show.
What's up, man? What's up with y'all?
What's up,
How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. Listen to y'all all the time.
Appreciate you,
man. What you got for the panel?
For the panel, I don't know.
How you feel about Scotty Barnes?
Scotty Barnes?
Yeah.
He all right. All right, man. I don't know.
You just want to bind, bro. You just want to come up here and kick.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I like?
Hey, bro, how you Sunday doing, bro? Fuck the basketball shit, man. How you Sunday, bro? Like everybody good?
Yeah. Shoot, man.
Yeah.
I just get up from Bourbon Street. I'm tired of that.
Oh, you outside? Outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that, man. Make sure you watch yourself out there. It's wicked out there right now.
You better watch me.
Sports, appreciate you, man. Have a good Sunday night. Appreciate your support, man.
You know what I like? I like the connection. Y'all think they should play small ball with Zion?
Who's that?
Was Zion?
Zion at the 5.
Zion at the 5? Like, okay, yeah. Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to handle this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think Zion should be the 5. I think that's in a perfect world. I think he's your closer at the 5. I think there's also should be multiple times in a game when he's playing the 5. I think he would feast on second units. I think that team becomes extremely hard to guard offensively. Now, defensively, that's your problem, right?
Right.
Right. Zion should be 10 to 11 rebounds a night. He's at what, six and a half?
6.
Why did you? My thing is that if Zion was rebounding at a higher clip at 9.5, 10, I think Willie Green could. I think he could play that small ball lineup. But that Zion Williamson's not getting to those numbers. Like, I don't think he can right now. But I mean, look, I think Herb Jones has to be a better rebounder. I think Trey Murphy has to be a better rebounder. It's not just Zion; it's across the board. So, it's definitely a legit question. But I don't know if you can trust it.
You know what I feel? I feel like they need, just like Brandon Ingram needs to step up, Zion needs to step up at that 5 too. You know,
I agree.
I feel like I don't think he should be doing that because ain't no big. He should know how to not let a big man back him down and play some defense, man. It's about that time.
I agree.
That's crazy.
I agree. That was kind of crazy. But sports, appreciate you, man. Thanks for always supporting the show.
Don't do all that. Hey, I ain't saying nothing when they was talking about Big Swole.
No, that was crazy.
That's Toon. We can't call him that. Can't call him that.
That's Toon. Lito, you called him Big Swole already.
Nah. That was Justin.
That's unbelievable. True teammate. Appreciate your sports. Take care, man.
All right.
He said true teammate.
Yeah, he threw me right on the bus. Shout out to Super Chat. Hey man, we'll go with so we're getting to fan questions. If y'all have any questions for the panel, starring them, bring them up on the show. Or if y'all want to come on, join the show, we drop the link. I'll drop the link again. I don't want to ban Sports 321. Hold up. I'm trying to kick him from the studio. Appreciate you, Sports. All right. So look, what I'm going to do is drop the link again. Ross, do you think you could actually facilitate this? If I was like, look, man, I need you to drop the link in the chat. Do you think you could do it?
Yeah.
You think you could?
Yeah, I think I can.
I don't think you could.
Well, I don't think I can facilitate. Well, let's back up. There's two questions there. I could not facilitate the entire show, but I could get the link. I could get the link in the chat.
Okay, that's fair. Shout out for the super chat. All right, Lito, go with you. Hey man, with a healthy Zion, DeJounte Murray on the team and replace BI with literally any floor spacing 4, I say we beat OKC in 7.
Literally any floor spacing 4. That's a wide
Could Trey
range.
Murphy be a floor spacing?
That's what I'm
4?
saying. That's a wide range of players.
Trey Murphy is the floor spacing 4.
Right. So he's basically saying Trey at the 4. So you probably go DeJounte, Herb, CJ, Trey. Zion.
I don't think so.
You can maybe beat OKC. No, there's a difference. I don't like maybe, but in terms of like truly competing, no, I don't think the Zion to 5 thing is like whatever.
But you got to see it multiple times a night. I think. I do think you have to.
I think you have to see it multiple times a night, but I don't think it's like something you rely on long term.
It's got to be closing group no matter what. The last 5 minutes, I think, probably second quarter at the end of second quarters. I would like to see it.
No. I wasn't disagreeing with you.
No, I'm just saying. Going back to Sports' question with Zion at the 5, like that's the dream.
Yeah, that's not gonna work either.
But why? Hey, let me ask this, Lito. You play basketball at a high level. Is rebounding actually a skill? Do you think it's a skill?
I think it's both. I think it's will and skill.
What's more, will or skill?
I think it's more will.
Why?
Cause like it's gotta be okay. Like we play. Take the 5-on-5 aspect out of it, right? Let's just say there are 5 people on the court, but actually it's you versus your guy. Like you gotta win your matchup in the situation. So like whatever you gotta do to win your matchup in the situation, what do? If you can't outscore him, right? Can you defend him? No, you can't. You can't defend him. Can you get every rebound that's coming off the glass? Right? Can you set every screen? Can you maybe roll and facilitate? You can't score off the roll, the short corner. Like, what do you do? How can you win your matchup? And if the only way you win your matchup is to get every rebound for your team, that is a will issue for me. That's not. It is skill to a certain. Would you say, Chris?
It's definitely will. Josh Hart and like Russell Westbrook are like perfect examples.
Because the reason why I brought this up, there was somebody in the chat and in a Twitter DM, and I saw it over the weekend. I was saying like, we need to teach Zion how to rebound. I'm like, you don't need to teach him how to fucking rebound. First off, he's one of the more athletic guys on the floor. He's got to want to rebound. That's what he has to do. I could go out there. Listen, I'm 6'1". I'm not very athletic. I'm not very strong. Like, I'll go get some fucking rebounds though.
The reason why I said it's a skill though is because it is a skill though. It is a skill part of the game. If you look at like somebody like Dennis Rodman, who was literally sitting there looking at the trajectory of the basketball. Exactly, it's footwork. It's a lot of things.
There's definitely some, but like to Brett's point, I completely agree. Anticipation, footwork, and how to use your body effectively. You don't like Lito. Like you're 2 times the size. You're stronger than me. I guarantee I could box you out just by Brett's comment of understanding angles, how to box out. Like, are you coming baseline where I'm just going to push you out of bounds and then secure the rebound? You come from the top of the key where I just shield you off. Like, I know if we're in the post, you're most likely going to win that. But what am I going to do to not let you have that rebound? Right? I'm going to get lower than you. I'm going to try to shield you out of bounds. Like, you have to have an IQ, right? Where it's not just simple where I just go out jump you. And I think there is some type of skill to rebounding, but I think it's more of just will. Of like, you're not getting, like, here's the thing, you're not getting the fucking ball.
When we talk about skill, I like think, because everybody always talks about this. You just did it on the call with the guy. If Zion rebounded better, has anyone ever gone from like seen the other side of that coin of like, if he rebounded better? Oh, look at that. He like went from a guy who gets 5 rebounds a game, across 35 minutes to getting 10. I can't think of someone now. Maybe it has, but I don't see Zion becoming a guy who's going to get you going from like, hey, in 30 something minutes a night, he's, going to get you 5-6 rebounds to 2 years later in those same 30 something minutes a night, he's going to get you 10.
I guess winning's not important. Well, I understand that, but I guess winning's not
important. It don't happen. You more than likely to double your points than to increase it.
100%. I just don't see it.
All right. So, I see Tune in the, so bring on Sean. Let's see. I'm struggling with this. All right. Sean, is this Sean? Yeah. Sean to the stage. Sean, what's going on, man?
Yo.
Sean.
What's up,
yeah, go
Sean?
ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Sir.
Yeah.
All right. My question was, if we do end up going after marketing, but the trade package we end up having to use to get him drains most of our assets, i.e. Brandon, Hawkins, maybe 3-4 picks, but we do not get a center out of that, would y'all be satisfied with the roster at that time if we end up having to sign some low-tier free agent like Paul Reed?
Sean, that's a great question. I appreciate it. You want to handle it, Ross?
Yeah, I can give mine, and then I think Chris might look like he wanted to say something. My answer is no. I wouldn't be, because you're putting yourself in the exact same. You're giving away Hawkins and 4 picks to put yourself in the exact same financial position you are today, because Lauri's contract is up at the end of the year. You're still dealing with Lauri's a better player, but in some ways you're dealing with the same situation of, you've now got the Lauri Trey and conundrum. Both guys due for big pay raises. They're probably both best served as 4s. You have Zion Williamson on the roster. You have Herb on the roster. You have CJ and Murray on the roster. You still don't have a 5. The Lauri thing is a bit confusing for me, especially if you don't get a center. So for me, I would view that as a huge loss.
Interesting. Chris, go ahead.
I mean, I'm ready for the team to take a risk that doesn't involve, the other side of going into a season without a center. That's the risk that we're talking about right now. That they can blame no one but themselves for right now. I'm ready for them to take a chance in the opposite direction in an aggressive manner. And it could be irresponsible. It could 100% be an irresponsible move. But look, I think at this point, this is what these situations are about. This is what this war chest is about. You at some point are going to have to take a chance, and it's not going to be a pretty, it's not going to always be, a flat out win. Would there have to be some? I get the financial element that Ross is talking about, but look, this could possibly be your only chance of getting Lauri Markkanen or a guy of that nature. Because we've been talking about them in these assets for 3 to 4 years, and all the different people that they've swung out on, and the people that they've decided not to trade for, and for whatever reason. If there's an opportunity for you to get him, regardless of the fact that he has a contract up, and you could be left, in the water, and you could be, clearly be a second apron team. So fucking what at this point? I think you have enough. You traded DeJounte Murray. That's not a move that's just simply thinking about, oh, well, it's 5 years from now. DeJounte's not 22, 23 years old. To me, that's a today move. That's a win now move. You're holding on to CJ McCollum. I just think if they have an opportunity to do it, even if it costs them the rest of what they have asset wise, do it. Yeah. And because if it fails, more than likely, shouldn't you be able to get a good majority of those assets back if you have to blow the team up all over again?
That's my thing. Sean, appreciate your question, man. Thanks for all the support.
Thank you. I appreciate the show. It gives me some real content. Can't listen to Locked On Pills like that.
Appreciate you, man. Big Swole in the house, huh? Tunes in the house, huh? What?
What's good with y'all, man?
What's his name? What's up, man?
What's up, Tune? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Y'all gotta stop using me as a pause, man.
I'm just
gotta stop using me as a pause, man.
I'm sorry, Swole. What's going on, man? How you doing?
That man just said he was cool. He just said he was
Leo, on the fucking computer it says Swole. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do.
Tune, what's up, bro? How you feeling?
Man, look, y'all call me. Look, I'm gonna change my handle, man. Look, it's you can call me Tune. Let's see Swole the problem. Call me Tune.
What's going on, man? What you got?
Hey, Couple of things. I think going after this Jared Allen, because we've been talking about Jared Allen too long, and I think that caused us to miss out on a lot of centers. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's probably 4 people we should be looking at, and Jared Allen not one. Both of the centers at Charlotte. I don't know what we can do. We might can go after because I heard Brooklyn want to rebuild, so we might can go at Nicholas Claxton. And I'm still Lowry. I want Lowry Market.
Claxton just got extended though, so you can't get it for 6 months, right?
Well, shit. Well, I guess Lowry Market would be the other cat. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if we got to give up if we got to give up CJ and Brandon, package them together, we got pieces behind them. The second round pick, he gonna be good.
Oh,
the second round pick is gonna be good. Yeah, he gonna be good. If you go watch his game, he gonna remind you of Trey Young, as far as how he get to the basket, finish around the cup.
He remind me of
boy,
CJ.
bad. Go watch his game. Like CJ don't have a floater like this cat. CJ can figure. Hold on. CJ can float. Watch how the dude finish. Just go. He looked like Trey Young. Just watch him. Only thing he's not doing, and that's because they had a point guard, is facility. But he's 6'6". So he's 6'6". So the dude got some size on the pause or some height. I'm gonna say that. But he's nice with it. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So just check him out, man. And they said that I'm gonna say the undrafted cat. I like him too. Pause. Shit, you gotta watch all that. The dude nice. Josh Adore. Check him out. The dude, he like a better version of Larry Nance.
Okay.
Like, it's a lot we can do and that we can go after, but it's just we got to stop sitting on our hands trying to do it. Oh, fuck.
I agree with you, Toon. This is only a minute segment, so I got to kick you off here in a second, but I appreciate you. I don't know where you.
I got you.
Toon, we really do appreciate your support, man. Like, you're always here. Like, always watching. Like, you're always welcome on the show, man. But I gotta hear Lito's. Toon, appreciate. I gotta hear Lito's thoughts on the CJ McCollum floater thing because you almost.
Toon, dog. CJ is like a household name with a floater. Like bro, that's crazy. And then the Trey Young, I don't see Trey Young in Regis' game. I see CJ. I see a young CJ.
What?
Yeah, wait,
that was crazy.
Yeah, look, man. Look, hold up, Chris. Look, we're showing accountability. This is what we built this on. Look, man, you can't come on here and say, "Guys, stop sitting on your hands trying to do it." I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I thank the Lord. Well, I thank Coach Harbaugh.
Go ahead, Chris.
Ross, let me ask you something, because you said you wouldn't make that move, right? But I've also heard you mention that you don't give a fuck about draft picks, right? Yeah, so is it the financials involved in the fact that you don't have contract security with Laurie beyond this year? Or, like what bothers you the most about making a move like that right now?
It's both. It's the contract security, and he's not a restricted free agent or anything. Like you're fighting the open market. And now, granted, if you traded for him now, you'd have the right to offer him a 5th year. In theory, we could offer him more money than everybody else. But is the ownership signing up to do that? When you already have Murray locked up long-term, you already have Zion locked up long-term, you already have CJ under contract. So they're just financial considerations. So that for me is one piece of it. And then the other side of that is you would have a glut of similar players or players that are all, and I get if you're just saying from a talent perspective, bring in whoever you're going to bring in, but you still don't have a center in that situation. And I'm just not of the, I've watched a ton of NBA in my life, and I'm not of the opinion of play Laurie at center. That's a fucking disaster of an idea.
Really?
If you've never either watch the games or don't watch them, but if your response to me is like, just play Laurie at center, figure it out. He's 6'10", like, then to me that just shows that you don't understand what's going on out there. Like, there's a reason that nobody's just saying, hey, Kevin Durant, go play center. Hey, go find some other 6'9" guy and like that's real skinny. Like, those guys can't play center. They don't play center for a reason. And it's because they can't. You will give up offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound. They can't keep people off the glass. They can't defend in the low post because he's 190 pounds or whatever. He's a wing. He's a guy that's been playing on the wing his whole life. And so I don't think you can just put anyone down there and say like, oh, that person will play center.
But look though, if you're all right, he's listed at like 7 feet, but let's say he's 6'11", let's say he's 6'10". I understand what you're saying, Ross, and you make a lot of great points. But goddamn, if you are 6'10" to 7 feet and 240 pounds and can't play center, what the fuck are we doing?
What is Trey Murphy?
Trey is 6'10", 215, 220,
and he absolutely unequivocally cannot play center. Like,
yeah, but we talking 20 pounds though. 20 pounds.
Brandon's
like,
played center.
We're talking
for like 4 minutes against the Hawks.
Because I mean,
because he's going to get hurt if he plays down. Like if he plays center a lot, he's going to get hurt.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep cutting you off because it's not. Look, I totally agree with you from the talent perspective of it. Like, and bringing Laurie in and getting rid of Brand. If I could trade Laurie for Brandon and Hawkins right now, like I would trade that.
Deserve it.
It's the fact that you'd have to make that trade and give away these other picks, which, to be clear, I don't care about keeping them, but I also am not saying give them away to keep yourself in the exact same position. And so I think that's what I mean. Like if that's why I keep going back to this thing. If you tell me I get Walker Kessler in that deal, I sign right now. And I don't think twice about it. And so that for me is why it's like, yeah, the financial part matters a little bit, but the overall team construction matters to me more. I don't give a shit about the picks, but only in the sense that I feel like we have to use the picks to get to the next step. If we're sitting here in a year, or not even a year, if we're sitting here in 3 months having the exact same conversation around, well, we can't pay Trey and you can't pay Markkanen, and there's still this uncertainty. They've really only played 30 games together, but we got to figure this out because Laurie's contract is at the end of the year and we don't know what's going on with Trey. Like, I'm not trying to be in the same spot at the All-Star break that we're in last year and right now. Like, I would like to know that, man, like pretty much what we got right here, this group, because I agree with you. Getting Murray is not a win in 4 years move. It's not. It's a win today move. And that's why I like the idea of bringing in Markkanen, but like it's got to come with whoever's going to play center. Like it just does for me. Or it's got to free up however you get the center.
Didn't Laurie, because Walker Kessler for a majority of the year wasn't starting for them.
Yeah.
Right. So wasn't there I'm pretty sure there was a period in time. There was a large amount of games where I think Laurie was their center. It was him, John Collins. You think John Collins can play center, but Laurie can't?
Yeah. Bro. I think John Collins can hold up at center longer than Markkanen can hold up.
He's smart.
He's legitimately 6'9" and 235. Laurie's 7 feet 240. So what's the difference here?
It's a play style. John Collins has played around the basket his entire life. I think, and I also think he's built like, I don't know what if you're telling me that he's taller and weighs more, I totally believe you. To me, they don't look like they're built different. And again, Collins has played around the basket his whole life. Markkanen has never really played around the basket. So it's a play style thing of how do you, it's the same reason why I don't think Zion's a great defender. Like, I mean, a great rebounder. Like I just don't think you can always take someone at their height and weight and be like, that person should be able to go down there and play with, the 7 foot, the Jokic. I hate using Jokic because he kills everybody, but like even
DeAndre,
even Valanciunas, like the Valanciunases of the world, Jonas would just get every offensive rebound. Like he would play that other player off the floor. And I don't think we're equipped yet with Willie Green as the head coach for long periods of time to hold up defensively for how poor we're going to play on offense.
Huh.
Interesting.
Does anyone else have anything else to add here?
No, this is between y'all two. I'm letting y'all.
This has been a good conversation because I don't.
No, it's a good conversation. I don't know if I don't want to get involved.
I think you're saying stuff that I do agree with, but it's just that I don't think overall
on a podcast.
I don't think overall like
I do my job. Okay.
I actually watched some Utah games and like I just don't think a marketing. If you told me you had JV is a good example. If JV was still on the roster and you were telling me, hey, we're not signing, like we're getting rid of Larry, we're like Missy's not really going to play, and we're going to make the backup 5 minutes work with Zion and marketing, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because you have that person that can play 20 minutes and Jonas that can handle the physicality on a night in and night out basis of playing that position. Because there are some physical human beings still playing center in the NBA. Like everybody wants to talk about pace and space. Well, it ain't that's just not reality all the time when you're playing 3 nights a week. And so if that was the conversation we were having, I might have a different answer, but it's not. And so we still don't have anyone, and like someone is going to have to play against Jonas every night. Someone's going to have to play against Zach Edey. Someone's going to have to like play against Şengün. Someone's going to have to play against like whoever the AD, whoever the other centers are in the Western Conference that you're going to see night in and night out. Derek Lively and Gafford in Dallas, Chet and Hartenstein. Like,
yeah,
it's just not like put somebody out there and cross your fingers. I just don't think you can do that. There has to be differences in skills. There has to be like some height and weight requirements associated with that, and like you also have to have the skill set.
Okay. Let's get to fan questions. Appreciate that from Chris and Ross, by the way. Our hour 40, and we're gonna go like 19 more minutes, maybe 18, maybe 20, possibly 25. Presented by Theo's Pizza. Appreciate you, Theo's. Lito from James. BI needs to come off the bench at least next year.
Ooh.
I think if you want my honest opinion, I think BI needs to come off the team.
Okay. Chris, what do you guys think about Trey with Toronto? Shit. Yeah, sorry, Sam. My bad. Swole, I got you there.
Who you said?
Tune, I'm sorry. Ross from Big Maj 504. The Murray won't work with BI. People are insane, so he's calling me insane.
Maj got to come up here and explain that.
Yeah, I don't like.
Maj, come on up. I'll bring you on. Maj, come on up.
I think Big Maj sent that question like an hour and a half ago.
I know. I mean, I'm starting.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, I don't. I mean, I think we all have a similar opinion. I don't want to speak for the rest of y'all, but I think I overall agree with you, Justin. That doesn't strike me as a combo that I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I'm not excited about.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's not even the combo of those two. It's Zion.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's not like it's the Jonte and Brandon Ingram and Zion is in Australia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the player. Like he's the guy. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but he's the guy. Zion's the guy. So you're building more so around him, not around with DeJounte. Like, you got to ask if those two guys can complement Zion. You already got questions about one dude complimenting. We don't even know if DeJounte is going to complement Zion the way we think he will yet. So, yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Did you want to say something?
It's to Chris's point, right? Taking account the 208 threes you add into that situation.
Just stealing questions. Go ahead. No, is that it?
What did I steal?
Well, I mean, I'm passing the mess, the questions along, and you just kind of jumped in there. You
can't see the question.
You're
saying you're going for one person.
I'm going for one. Yeah.
Well, he had a comment.
How was
that? Man's been on the bench for like 20 minutes.
I haven't said
trying to get warmed up, man.
I haven't said anything in an hour. Like,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, fuck your apology. Like
You gave me a compliment for holding Chris accountable. I was like, fuck your accountability over there. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's crazy, Chuck. That's great. That's crazy.
Leo, how much will it take to get Aiden from Keegan?
Shit, man. I hope they keep him.
Portland? You really don't like Aiden?
I promise you, I'm not even joking. Like,
why don't you like DeAndre Ayton, Lito?
Damn it!
Why don't I like him?
All right, so yeah, you in the dark right now, though, bro. So
hold on,
make the most of it. And Justin just left, so I'm the only person over here right now. So it's look a little weird.
You can still hear me?
Yeah. Tell the people, Taker, why you don't like DeAndre Ayton.
Man, I don't like him because of Lexi Brown, dog.
What does D Brown's daughter have to do with this?
Man, she got on a podcast and she said, "Why that man can't rebound? He too big to be so soft." That's what she said.
Damn, Lexi.
That's what she said. And I can't
DeAndre.
I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it.
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like about DeAndre Ayton? And it has nothing to do with his basketball game. He has the face of like a 45-year-old
bro.
Man.
He looked like Delroy Lindo.
Like he looks so old in the face, bro. Like a lot of, I mean, I really don't know what else to really say like about that. It just,
he
has a really old face.
He looked like LeBron's grandfather.
Yes, or like Greg Oden's brother.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out Greg.
And to be honest, like, what? I'm sorry. He gotta have a guard, bro. He gotta have a guard, and I just don't feel like the Pelicans have. For instance, you saw him with a Chris Paul. Like he looked unstoppable. Well, brother, they don't make too many more Chris Pauls. Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit, you can't just go to Walmart and be like, I'm about to get that for my team. So that worries me. And he doesn't have a motor. And he's not one of those guys who seems to be he's not a self-starter. Like he doesn't seem to be a guy who's aware of the situation and he's gonna get the best out of it. Like you've seen him pout. You've seen him like. I'm just not a fan. Okay. I probably hate him more than I hate Scotty Barnes.
I'm about to say, geez, between Aiden Barnes. All right, we got David. Well, shit, David. I was going to try to get you up here, but it says device is not connected. So let me know when you got that.
While David figures that out, I want to just make one request. This is really to the folks in the chat. And if there's some way you, from an administrator perspective, can facilitate this, I don't want to see Carlo's fucking name in the chat anymore.
Who?
Is there any way to like if someone types Carlo's name in the chat that we can?
Are you talking about Carlo, like Carlo Mac, whatever the?
Yeah. I
Carlo.
His name has probably gotten typed in the chat like 45 to 50 times tonight. I want those messages scrubbed from the history. Like I'm tired of seeing.
I don't know who people think Carlo is.
Like I'm so tired.
Damn,
of
bro, you
about
Carlo. Here it comes, Carlo.
Shout out Carlo.
Carlo.
Let it like even Lala got in there. You wrong for that. But how do people think Carlo is gonna be like? This is the like this for me. This is why I hate picks. Because people believe something that they've never seen. Even better. There's multiple Carlos. Was it Carlos? Was there an yeah.
They say Carlos. Rose, they say you can't kick us. You can't kick all us out.
Yeah, that's right. Which this is great. This is a good response. But this is a perfect example of why I hate like random picks, because it's in the NBA. People believe the unknown is always positive. And in reality, the unknown is most likely going to be dog shit. Like whatever you take in the draft, late in a draft or late in the first round, is most likely going to be trash.
So Missy's not our starting center?
I know sometimes it works out. Sometimes there's a random one that works out. But like Carlo was like a second rounder. Like what do people think?
I gotta get to fan questions. I got.
Not if it's about Carlo, you don't. Not if it's about Carlo, you don't have to get to it.
Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Ayton, and Carlo.
I dislike Carlo more. I think I dislike Carlo more than Chris dislikes Trey Jemison. Like Trey Jemison played NBA. Trey Jemison might have started games last year in
He
the NBA.
did for Memphis.
Carlo is at best the dude with the acne. Steroid dude.
Didi?
He's like
just
at
straight,
best.
you went straight to acting?
You know, he had boils and shit.
Okay.
He said boils.
What the fuck it was?
We might have to end the show.
When's the last time you heard boils? I didn't even.
Bro.
I don't know, bro. Shout out,
Carlo. Shout out Carlo, man. Shout out Frankie.
I would kick open the door to the Oval Office and I would chop that motherfucking desk in half.
I don't know if I get to other questions. Make sure you smash the like button. Just hit the like button. Yeah, Walker Kessler, I guess, is playing summer league. And we thought that Dyson Daniels didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Really? It's too good for it.
According to Brett and David,
crazy.
they're playing. I don't care who plays summer league. Dyson Daniels will play summer league.
It's too good for it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. Lito, Brandon had his best 2 seasons playing with a point guard. His 3-point makes and attempts were up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Elaborate.
I mean, what else?
So you think? So what I'm saying is, if Brandon, let me ask you this: if Brandon was like, "Hey, all right, I got a point guard. I'm gonna shoot 7 threes a night," would you pay him?
I don't think.
Would you pay him?
Wait, hold on. Let me say this. I don't think Brandon is a guy who can create a 3-point shot for himself. Okay. But here's the caveat to that situation for me. So now I'm dependent on paying another person to get you into range to do what you need to do. Do you think you're worth $200 million if that's the case?
That's a fair point. I didn't think about it like that.
So no, I still would not pay you. I would not pay you $208 million. No.
Let's see. I agree with this, Michael. I don't know. This isn't a thing. Like, there's no way this can be a thing, but Trey Murphy's not going to be a center. And if he was, that would be interesting. Chris, why hasn't Trey Murphy been extended yet from BP?
Because they need to figure out what the hell they're doing with Brandon Ingram before they go, and there's no rush because Trey Murphy's restricted. He's restricted. So you can't, they can kind of wait it out, a little bit. I don't think he wouldn't be the first person. I think someone of Trey Murphy's caliber you would want to be extended soon. But I think they got to figure out the Brandon Ingram domino, and Trey will get his money relatively soon. And actually, it's probably best for him that he waits because right now, since if he would have signed right away, he would have missed Franz Wagner getting all that money, which brings his market up even higher. And it's, if it's any other rookie extensions that are handed out, it's gonna be similar. So this is only helping him because his value ain't changing by the day or by the minute. It's not decreasing.
I agree. If I'm Trey, I'm not doing shit.
I understand.
Hey, shout out to Ronald. Ronald said that Carlo is the new John Butler.
Remember John Butler?
Dog, everybody
remember John
Butler, dog.
198 pounds. He was like 7. Now that's somebody who shouldn't be playing center. Shout out to John Butler.
Trey Jemison and Frank from UNL.
Not shout out Trey Jemison.
Bad Juju, appreciate you, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all that support the channel. 10,000 subscribers tonight was hit. Appreciate everyone on this channel and on this network. Couldn't be done without y'all. Inferno, I would go on for Laurie. I agree. I don't like whatever. If he wants to play center, fine. Like maybe he gets hurt, maybe he doesn't, but at least be aware. You're not getting Nasri though. Ross is yawning on the broadcast. So what y'all think about giving Cousins another shot? Dude can still play, Ross.
Yeah, he can still play in Korea or wherever he is.
Okay.
It's
damn, Lito.
I hate the actually, you know what? I do have something against Cousins.
So disrespectful.
But
you have something against Cousins?
Yeah, I can't stand that motherfucker.
Wow.
I saw him do the most repulsive thing I've ever seen a pro athlete do in person, and it was unforgivable for me. And I'm talking about in a game, and then he also just hasn't been in the NBA for 4 years. Like, what do we think Cousins is going to do?
Wait, what did he do?
Cousins got a foul called, and I don't remember the exact game. Got a foul called on him. Was Stan the head coach at the time?
No, he never played for Stan. He played for Gentry.
Whoever, it doesn't matter. He's coming off the court, and the water boy comes over, gives him a water. Cousins then spikes it like on the court in front of our bench. Water goes out. This is in the middle of the game. Water goes everywhere. He then takes the seat right in front of where the water just exploded. The game stops for like 10 minutes while the two little dudes, like mop shit up, like when somebody falls, are over there like killing themselves. One of the assistant coaches is on is on all fours with like they're finding towels from everywhere. Cousins is sitting a foot from this as it happens.
Yeah.
And is just sitting there like, yeah, clean my shit up. And I just
is that it?
I know. Like you don't see it in baseball every day.
Yeah,
Right?
No, I mean,
it was childish. Like he had other
crazy.
teammates like with their like trying to do the shoe thing, and it was right in front of him. Like I don't want that dude on the fucking team.
No, I mean you make it sound like you punched the baby.
I was expecting some way worse.
Yeah, like
he's just immature. He's not that like he's
Probably
not
lose
Rondo or something.
We're
Like
gonna lose subscribers off that.
He's immature.
shit.
He's immature. He's old, and he hadn't been in the NBA for 4 years. Why are we talking about DeMarcus Cousins? Like why are we talking about it?
Damn.
Why not answer the question? Somebody answer the question. Why are we talking about DeMarcus?
Because we have no fucking center on the roster. Our starting center right now is Missy, who's been playing basketball for 4 years.
Then talk about
that's our starting
else.
center.
Like, there are
right
other
now.
guys.
There is nobody else. That's the
we
problem.
just let fucking
This is
George.
why
We just let
George Jefferson.
We just let Thomas Jefferson go to wherever.
George Washington.
Shout out, Chad.
So Ross, what about Carlo?
Whoever the fuck y'all want to call him. Like,
Murray,
I don't
Jesus
care who
Christ.
you call him. We got old man Zeller. Who's better, DeMarcus Cousins or Cody Zeller right now in an NBA game? You need 20 minutes.
Oh, give me Boogie.
That's crazy that you think then why isn't he in the NBA?
I don't know.
Because he's so well respected.
Yeah, he's well respected. Shout out Boogie.
Get outta here.
I can't get through the comment. I mean, Jesus, we're 2 hours in. I got like 30 more comments. Chris, who are the center of the Summer League team? Who are they?
I'm sorry. Have you guys looked at the Summer League roster?
About to say I have not.
Let's see. That's all I got. All right. How do can you, Lito? What do we got?
Ken Kwan says, "What's up, man? I appreciate the question. I don't think that these people are even in the same realm of a planet. Like, I don't think their stars would even like see each other. Like Bam Adebayo has guard like ability at 6'9", and shout out to Missy again. He just started playing basketball a couple of years ago, but he got paid. So shout out to him. But Justin, can you put the question back up?
No, I unstarted.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I don't remember what he said now. So I'm just gonna say, that he said, why can't we start Missy if they started Bam? I think that's the question. You're talking about a 5-star athlete coming out of high
He's
school.
representing the United States of America in basketball.
I don't think that those guys are the same in the
You're being
same.
too nice.
Well,
come on. And you know what? I respect him because he usually he's always in there. He's always bringing up great comments. But you text for that comment, I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was
Missy versus Bam.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not what he's asking though. Like, I mean, he's not asking it. And listen, I don't think Missy should play a single minute this season. In all honesty, unless it's garbage time. But he's not asking about the Bam that's starting for the USA team. He's asking about the Bam that started 19 games in 2017. That's what he's asking about. He's asking if Bam can do that. I mean, I'm sorry, if Missy can do that, if Missy can give you 20 minutes or 19 minutes a game. Because
and Toledo's point though, Chris, is like Bam was like big coming out of high school, 5. Like Missy played basketball 4 years ago, and wasn't really anything until like a month or two into the season. Like he kind of exploded on the scene, and then whatever. I don't know. Allegedly, people saying he got hurt in the postseason in March Madness. I don't know.
I think those 19 minutes, you said 19. I think those 19 minutes would be disastrous.
I agree. And I think it's completely unfair. I think it's completely unfair to think that Missy should be our starting 5 right now to a guy that is, if we're gonna be nice, he's a project. Again, he's a project. He just is. He's not a starting center right now. I hope he proves me wrong. Maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know. Marvin Bagley, sure.
No.
Okay. Chris, do y'all think if we get Kelly Olynyk, him and Trey would be ideal as a 3 and 5 next to Zion and Ross? Real quick.
Should reread it for me again?
What's wrong with you, man?
Do y'all think if we get Kelly Olynyk?
Yeah, nah. Sure.
Did I do something?
Sure. That could work. Olynyk could work.
Yeah, and you're fucking making fun of me? You're making fun of me, Bridges? Are you kidding me?
Hey, look, man.
Carlo and Boogie, man. Like, look.
Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk.
I just want to say, I thought that Ross was going to say Boogie like punch the baby or something. Like I did not think
the way he disrespected everyone around him in that 10 minutes it was just indicative of his personality, his immaturity, his lack of just
professionalism.
The worst part is I literally just tell you I wanted DeMarcus to come on the show and you just completely
you can still come on the show.
Ross, they call you a story Republican in the chat.
I gotta get David up. We got another guy. David, welcome to the show. Go ahead, bro. What you got? You got a question? You just want to do the show, or what you got?
Yeah, my question for Ross. He gonna like this question. Pause.
All right.
But my question is, damn, my internet messing up a little bit. But my question is, should the Pelicans trade for Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis?
There we go.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I don't think the Bucks would like move off of both of those guys in the same deal, but I would take either one. Either one. I think I like the Portis has played really well the last few years. I'm on record for the last month saying I think Brook Lopez is like the single of all the centers available is the one that I think seamlessly integrates with the roster you have right now for next year. I'm all for that. Making a deal with Milwaukee work, I think, is a win-win for both teams. I really do.
Cool. David, appreciate you coming on the show, man.
I know people been talk about his age, which I don't really care because it's like you had Al Horford balling in the finals at like damn near 40 years old. And he was flashing threes. Like,
you care about age?
I think you lose your shooting ability.
I mean,
be careful how you answer that. Be careful how you answer that, Justin.
Oh.
I think Brook Lopez has played.
I gotta room myself with you too, David. Appreciate you. God,
yeah.
damn.
Brook Lopez, I think, played like 79.
What?
Played more than 75 games the last couple of years. Like he's been kind of high, man.
Do you care about age? It's crazy. See, hold on, man. Hold on. I got you, bro. Hold on.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media. Yeah, Chris, don't even start with what you said tonight. It was
okay, like I understand, but you like,
look, just now review the film, get better tomorrow. That's all I can do at this point. Go ahead, Ross. I mean,
me too, man.
That was, and then you followed up a Company Burger, motherfucker. Do y'all think the NBA from Quincy? Do y'all think the NBA finessed us and put us in the Western Conference to the Eastern Conference? Quincy, no. If they expand to Seattle and Las Vegas, hopefully we move. No, that doesn't even make sense because the numbers don't work. We're gonna be in the Western Conference for a while, so just get used to it. Thomas, how do we get Zion in the playoffs? He's got to play.
Shit. Health, right?
He's right there.
He's got to play. Lito, interesting comment. I just don't see Zion as a 4 or as a 5 or a 4. Honestly,
I agree with you. I think he's positionless. I think he's a guy who doesn't necessarily have a. Yeah, that's a little crazy, but I think he's a guy who.
This
show is off the rails, bro. It's time to go.
We're 2 hours in. At what point?
Go.
It's time to go. I can't end the stream. I got one more question.
All right, come on.
Appreciate all the fan questions. We got to end the fan question. I asked this question to both Lito, Ross, or all three, Lito, Ross, and Chris. So Herb Jones gave up number 5 to DeJounte Murray, who will take over number 5. He'll be the 17th player in New Orleans Hornets / Pelicans history of wearing the number 5. How many of y'all in the comments right now, who has worn number 5 for the Pelicans / Hornets franchise history? I'm really interested because there are some names I'm like, wow, I couldn't even think about it. But how many of y'all can you name that wore the number 5 for the Hornets and or the Pelicans? Ross, I'll give it back to you. I'll give you 20 more seconds. How many number 5s can you name? We just did the question. I even told you all the answers. Go.
All right,
20 seconds.
All right. Bledsoe.
Come on, Ross.
Thornton.
Okay.
Jeff Withy.
Come on. Ooh. Come on.
DeJounte.
Come on, Cook.
10 seconds.
Thornton. I said there was another little shitty Squeaky Johnson.
Squeaky.
Okay, close enough. Close enough. Close enough.
We're forgetting about Kendrick Perkins.
Speedy Claxton.
Shout out, Brett.
Speedy Claxton is what you were going to say.
No, we had a Squeaky Johnson.
Yeah. You forgot about Speedy Claxton. No, you got Speedy Claxton. You forgot about Dominic McGuire.
No, I didn't forget about Dominic.
You forgot about Lance Stevenson, the legend Lance Stevenson.
He's playing like
bro
2 guard for Jesuit next year or something. Like,
hey, shout out Chris. I cannot believe he got this. Shout out to Chris Connor. He got fucking Josh Smith in 2018, wore the number 5. Reggie Williams in 2017 wore 5. Lance Stevenson number 5 in 2017. Mike James in 2008. Speed Claxton 2005. Eldon Campbell 2003.
Do y'all see this comment?
Sweet Johnson sounds like an old school drug kingpin.
we did have a dude play for us called Squeaky Johnson.
We did.
Like a New Orleans legend, if I'm not mistaken.
He went to UA legend.
Ashik wore number 3. Spectacular. Look, 2 hours, 7 minutes. We reached 10,000 tonight on YouTube. Appreciate all y'all. Lito, we gotta give you 5 seconds. Lito. We gotta give you.
All right.
We need 5 seconds. We need 10,000 subscribers. We need 5 seconds of Lito.
All right. You gonna play that?
No, we're going. No, fuck the music. Go.
Got awful music. No, hell no. Y'all better play that.
All right.
Y'all better play that bullshit.
All right. Oh, that's not it. My bad.
Why don't you just give me a bottle of scotch and a handgun to blow my fucking head off? Why don't you just give me a bottle?
What's happening? What is happening?
What the fuck is happening?
What's going on?
I'm looking for 5 seconds. There it is.
We got it.
Audio Jungle.
Hey, look. At some point, we gotta label the theme music. Justin just said, I don't even know what the fuck are we doing anymore. This shit went from Leonardo DiCaprio.
Stanley? What are we doing?
We had Stanley from The Office.
Who was in 1-on-1? Stanley or Trey Jemison?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Stanley.
Oh my God. Stanley probably dribble better. And that's crazy. Hey, look, we had some incredible moments on the show tonight. Please like, subscribe, comment. If anybody ever asks you, do you care about their age? You better have a goddamn quick answer, and you better just this shit was crazy. Justin.
You're a true fucking teammate. Nah, I'll bet in 5 seconds, Lito. Smash the like button. Appreciate all y'all. Later, guys.